Welcome again to another episode of the C-List Mother Effin' Villains podcast. I'm your host, AJ. We've got Luke, Red, and a very special villain in the house, Mr. Giang. What's up?
What's up? What's
going on, brother?
Getting confused with my signs. I wasn't sure what I was doing, so apologies.
All good, man.
Thanks for having me on.
First and foremost, it's been almost about a year and 7 days.
More than a year. More than a year and 7 days since we asked him. I got into his DMs and I flirted with the dude to get him on our show.
Stop that. You did not flirt with the dude.
Yes, I did flirt with the guy.
And
Red, you
flirt
with everybody though, so
Yeah,
I don't feel that special. That's
Hey,
the
you
problem.
should remain special. You're the first artist I flirted with.
Okay. We're splitting hairs. It's very categorical here.
Like, yeah, I'll flirt with random folks, but with artists, we can't look harder to do.
Oh.
I can't flirt with Jim Lee like that. No.
Sure you can.
Hey, shush. Got my dogs here.
Legion of Comics, good evening, fam. How you doing?
Oh, what's up, Legion?
Jumpman 219, good evening, sir. Thanks for joining us.
What's up, man? What's up?
Well, how you been, man? What's new? Been almost over a year. How's life treating you?
Life's been good. I, every year over year, I'm more and more blessed with all these opportunities and getting to do art and keeping busy. Unfortunately, I don't get a chance to talk to you guys a lot, which is kind of a bummer, So that's kind of the sacrifice I have to make, Red has nothing to do with me not being on the show.
Yes.
As long as we get you in the DMs, then we're definitely cool with you not showing up.
I mean, you're here in spirit. That's all that matters. You know what I mean?
Well, I even think like in that regard, like some of my DMs are starting to like pile up on me, and I'm like, I'm not ignoring anyone. I swear, it's just that like the deadline like pistols are at my head, and I'm like, I'm just trying to get them done, and I feel bad. I'm for everyone out there, I'm not ignoring. I'm just very busy and stuff like that. But I'm trying to get caught up. I genuinely am. So,
yeah. I wanted to ask you a quick question. I know that you usually do the Comic-Con circuit, but this past weekend was a Designer Con. Sometimes there's artists that go there. Have you ever thought about going to like those type of conventions?
Oh, totally. Yeah, Designer Con is one of those that I've been dying to get into for a long time. I want to do more like the designer cons, the gen cons, and all those things, because I think it's good because for me it's one of those opportunities to always kind of like expose my art to different audiences, and the audiences that we're kind of used to at these pop culture comic cons and all that stuff I love, which are great, and I get to meet new fans and expose my work to new people at every one of these new cities and different cities, but different genre shows and everything like that too. Those are very cool, and I think that just for me too, Designer Con is kind of like, I love that stuff, like giant robot, kid robot sort of hype beast sort of stuff, like I love all that stuff, and Designer Con is one of those where it's like especially because it's an amalgam of all that with toys, and it's great. And some of my best friends show their wood prints and their illustrations and everything like that. So if nothing else, I want to be there to support them and stuff. So I hope to be down there at least as a fan, if nothing else.
Well, speaking of toys, I mean your barbecue G.I. Joe art came out already about roughly a couple months ago.
Yeah,
I missed out on that.
Did you guys get one?
No, not yet, man. I've been looking on eBay just to pick one up, but right now, like Target does not have any at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It seems like they've been sold out. It looks like Luke might have one.
Oh, nice. Luke got one.
I got
if
mine
nothing
because
else,
of John.
Just let you guys know, I had to buy my own too. So.
What? Really?
Yeah.
John posted his on his profile, and he said, "Hey, I'm These are going live, and I logged in right then. I bought it. It was one per person. You can only buy one, I think. It's like,
yeah,
kind of
What
bummer.
the hell, man?
this is by no means any sort of like knock on, because I always love working with Hasbro.
Right,
More
right,
times
right.
than
Of
not,
course,
you
of
know,
course.
it's not just Hasbro. It's a lot of the companies, you know,
Yeah.
that I work for. Is that, you know, I oftentimes like everyone's like, can I get a comp of your Ronin 4, or can I get like, you know, can I get what, you know, one of you know what I did a San Diego exclusive, you know, box set one year for Hasbro and all these other things, and I'm like, people are like, oh, did you get one? You know, can I buy it off you? I'm like, if I had one, I would sell it.
That is not how it works. I get paid. I do not get free stuff.
Yeah. I'm lucky to, like, you know, I'm very, very, again, very blessed to have these opportunities and get paid for them. And then, like, for me, I'm kind of like, am I pushing it just a little bit by asking for a comp or asking for so
As you
I
should, though. You're the artist on the cover, on the box.
yeah, but, you know, at the same time, I, you know, honestly, genuinely, I do want to support too. You know, it takes a lot of,
That's
it's
true.
a village, you know, that puts these things together, not just the comics, but the toys and the movies and all those things. And, you know,
Yeah.
even for movies, like, you know, sometimes we get free screenings, but I'll still go and see the movies because, you know, we want to support everyone and all the folks that threw in. So
Yeah.
And this is going to be the last one or the only one that you'll be doing for Hasbro, correct?
no, it's not. So there's more coming.
Yes.
Awesome.
Coming.
Awesome.
and
You got
other things that, you know, it's fun because I you know, with you know, I think with my art and my sort of like diverse portfolio is that I can do the packaging art, I can do concept art, I can do spider illustrations, and, you know, all those things. So I get to throw in on a lot of stuff. It's fun.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Last Ronin, you've got a little announcement for us, right?
Yeah. So tomorrow we are revealing the last Ronin cover that I'm working on. So it'll be for issue 5. It is so number 1 we had a wraparound. Number 2 was a standard edition. Number 3 was a wraparound. Number 4 was another standard edition, and then number 5 we'll wrap it up with, no pun intended, another wraparound. So this will be it.
That is so sick.
And it is for Big Time Collectibles with Nelson.
This is for Big Time Collectibles. Yep.
Oh yeah.
And we will announce it. We'll reveal it tomorrow, and then it'll go on pre-sale on Saturday, November 20 at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So
Okay.
get ready for that. And as everyone knows, the previous ones sold out pretty quickly and things like that. And you know, a few of them had some supply shortage issues and all of those things. So a couple of them in there are more on the rare side and whatnot, just due to their scarcity in terms of existence. So
yeah, it's gonna triple in the third market, I guess, just because of the scarcity.
Totally.
But if nothing else, I think it's I just wanted to speak a little bit to how grateful I am to Nelson and Big Time Collectibles for, you know, kind of like having me on this journey. This, you know, I always tell Nelson it's the adventure, it's the art journey, and all of those things that, and to have a great partner like that with him is awesome. Not just him, but his whole entire crew, as well as IDW and Nickelodeon. Just you know, be a part of this. I think it's you know, like I said, it's always kind of, I always have to pinch myself a little bit that, you know, I'm a part of these things, and you know, I'm lucky, and I'm feeling very, very cool also too that it's coming to its culmination here.
Right.
I hope you guys have enjoyed it too.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we're big fans of you. That's why we wanted you on the show. You know, Red was great calling an audible and see if you would come on the show tonight. So we thank you for that, man. We appreciate.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, we appreciate anytime we get a guest on, especially you, man. You're pretty much one of our very first artists, and we appreciate any time you're able to give us a few minutes of your time.
Yeah, I
Just
appreciate
glorify
it.
us with your presence and just give us a little bit of a tease. Just a tip.
I was gonna say, it's the only way is because of Red's flirting, but Red got right in that crevice, right.
Hey, I'll tell this more
Encourage
in San Diego, bud.
Speaking of San Diego, you will be at the SDCC Special Edition next week, booth 1319, correct?
Yes. So this is again, all things kind of like coming together, and we've spoken about it before, and especially the fact that the first time I was on, we was in the sort of the height of the pandemic and everything like that, and the special edition is sort of a byproduct of all of that. And again, we've been very very blessed to kind of all stay connected with the things that you guys are doing with the podcast and the show, and everything like that. And I'm super appreciative of it, and the things that we've done for, like, especially for charity and the food banks and all that stuff. I owe a lot to you guys. And now it's kind of like the world is opening up a little bit, and one of those things that's happening is the Comic-Con special edition. And this is obviously not a regular time of the year for the show. It's it's right on Thanksgiving weekend. And all those things. So there's a lot of unknowns that are happening. Even my booth number is not my normal booth number. I've been there for years. This is a different booth location. It's 1319. I'm not even sure exactly where that is. I think the show floor is only like a smaller condensed floor than normal and everything like that. So if nothing else, if you guys are to everyone that's out there, if you guys are full on and getting drowsy from your turkey, liven things up and head out to the special edition.
Yeah, the con is not sold out for anyone in the SoCal area that wants to go.
Just for sale still.
Yeah. This might be the only time in the near future where you can go to this convention, probably buying tickets that day. So
if nothing else, for all the people who've ever said they want to go to Comic-Con San Diego, this is your chance. This is your chance to say, I went to Comic-Con San Diego. Just don't tell them it was a special edition. No one cares.
They're not going to care. Is this your first time? Is this your first con since lockdown, pretty much, or COVID?
Oh no, I've done, which was funny because I did MegaCon in Florida.
In Orlando, right?
Yep. I don't want to get too into it, but that weekend, everything prior to that was like things were looking really great with COVID. Numbers were really, really dropping, and I was getting sponsored by Frankie's to come out there and everything like that, and it was a great opportunity. And I love MegaCon. I love Orlando and Florida, and all the rabid fans that are out there. And then, as the weekend was approaching, Delta was picking up steam, and it was it was weird. And then going down there, it was all kinds of things have just been surreal. This past year going to conventions, and it's like I said, I err on the side of which right in the middle, which is let's do things, let's reopen the world, as well as stay safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all about balancing all of those things out, all those considerations. And I'm not really on the side of let's go willy-nilly and not do all the things that keep us safe. And I'm not on the side of let's just hole up and never come out. So
yeah,
I believe it's all about getting out there, but having a good time and keeping everyone safe at the same time. And so I've been to Orlando for a show. I've been to Dallas for a show. I also went to where was it? A couple signings out in Pennsylvania and things like that. And and then I have San Diego Comic-Con coming up, and I also have Emerald City coming up, as well as C2E2
nice.
to round out the year. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just out of curiosity, what do you do? You have any sort of expectations for SDCC Special Edition?
I don't too much. I just think that it's if nothing else, it's an opportunity to go down to sunny San Diego and enjoy again some familiarity with things that we all kind of like took for granted as normal and things like that, and just trying to get things back and up and running again. And I think it's and I know personally a lot of the staff at Comic-Con International, and they've just been busting their tails to get something like this to happen. So and I think that, to be honest, I think there's going to be a lot of surprises. I think that people after this weekend are going to be like, oh shoot, I wish I had gone, because I've already heard like some pop-ups that are kind of like happening kind of last minute
really?
and all that stuff that sound pretty cool and everything like that. So we'll see.
Well, let us know. I know you're gonna be work.
I would be there in a heartbeat if it were this weekend or like 2 weeks, but that Thanksgiving weekend, family in town, and it's killing me.
Yeah. It's weird because one year,
man.
well, we should do like some sort of like a C-list remote show or something like that.
I asked Red if he can bring a camera, so we're trying to figure something out. We'll see.
You gotta guerrilla warfare this thing and make it happen.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be guerrilla style.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know you'll be working hard at your booth, so if there's anything that you want us to pick up, just let us know, man. We got you.
Oh yeah. So what are we expecting you to do?
What's that?
So what are we expecting when we go to your booth? Are you gonna have books for sale or art, prints?
I'll always have my books. I'll always have the prints and things like that, and I might have an exclusive set of things and all that stuff too. So we'll see. We'll see.
That sounds like a little secret drop there.
Trying to keep it fresh, trying to keep it secretive.
Gotcha.
I like what I do what I call like my pop-ups, where they're just like, they may or may not happen, and when they show up, and when they're gone, they're gone. So
I love
right.
it.
I like that. I just out of curiosity, well, for anyone who's listening and watching, are you going to be doing any commissions, or you don't think you'll have time for that?
So I usually do a set of like, I'm always doing, signatures and remarks and things like that. So, a lot of that sort of like keeps me busy. I get a pretty good stack of those going, every day and everything like that. Generally my commission list is at this point closed, but I'm kind of a sucker for like, puppy dog eyes and things like that. So, but I do try to, keep it under control and like that, unlike previous years where I'll open up a list or something like that. This is kind of like, we'll play it by ear and see how things go and stuff like that. Cause like I said, my commission list is a little deep, and I apologize for anyone who's waiting for quite some time now.
So the key is to bring kids to ask you for commission. Or really scantily clad ladies.
My I have people who've helped me at my booth, and at times I can be a little like, I'm really actually I'm very kind of nice, you know what I mean, to folks that come see me at my booth, but but at the same time I'm like, it costs a pretty penny to get a table and get my stuff down there, schlep my stuff down there, then I got to pay it back and the hotel and all these other things. And so if people come up and I'm like, well, here's the deal, here if you buy this you also get this, and things like that. And people who've helped me in my booth, and they're like, man, you're kind of like strict with some of that stuff. I'm like, well, it costs money and like that. And then like those same people will come up and I'm like, well, I gave them a discount, and they're like, why are you giving them a discount? And all stuff. I'm like, you just told me to like.
So you don't use the people, because I know some artists that do this. They always had the people who work the booth say, well, ask them. I'm just the artist. So they don't play good or bad. They have the people working the booth playing the bad guys.
But you hired them for a reason to be your guards.
Well, I think that, like I said, for some of the folks that have seen me, and who are longtime friends and all that stuff, who have come to me, they kind of know, like, if they chat me up enough, I'm giving stuff away.
Oh, okay, okay.
So-
I mean, I know there's one artist. I don't want to say the name, but we know that if the wife is there, there's no haggling.
Neil Adams.
You can
It's
name two
Neil
artists
Adams.
like that.
Okay.
You can name two artists like that.
So yeah.
Question from Mark from Legion of Comics. Are you gonna have any Marvel covers in the near future?
We can't say just yet. So
Okay.
NDA base.
Yeah.
yes, NDA face. NDA face.
Blue Helium wants to ask, what are some of your favorite artists growing up?
Oh, that's tough. I kind of feel like every time I get asked this question, I'm always like, I'm kind of maybe feeling like under pressure to kind of, expound about, artists that people normally don't say. But to be honest, like, the heyday for me, in terms of comics was in the 90s, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm a byproduct of like the Jim Lees, the Wills, the
Yeah, I
Todd,
think all
the
of us
Rob,
are.
like Mark, all those guys, and and then prior to that, obviously, like I was, a John Byrne fan, and Buscema and Arthur Adams, and guys like
Yeah.
that. But I always say too, like honestly, like I loved, I've said this on the show before. I think you can tell with kind of like how, like sort of like there's a sort of play on realism in my work and everything like that. Is because I loved Renaissance art, growing up,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. But I love the looseness of like impressionistic art and things like that. So it's a mixture of all that. And I love graffiti. I love street art. I love anime.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
Yeah. All right, we got to ask you. We talked about it on Monday. Did you see the newest trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home?
I did.
What are your thoughts?
I am honestly like, I'm excited, obviously, but at the same time, I'm unsure how to feel about it. Like, is everyone getting this impression? Like, I'm not.
I was underwhelmed. Yeah.
I don't know if I was necessarily underwhelmed because I know, having worked on these Marvel movies and everything like that, they're keeping a lot of their cards close, and they're not showing a lot, but they are showing a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So I think that there's a certain level of like, they're just leaving a lot of, stuff that is going to be a big surprise to us. And I think that's the reason why, we should all go see the movies and everything like that. But, I think there's also, I'm just not sure. I'm just, I'm just not sure.
That's exactly how I feel. I just don't know.
It's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. And I think we're all going to be very excited about it.
But why is Tom Holland, why are they letting him say all this weird stuff the last few days? It's getting me nervous. Like he doesn't want to play Spider-Man anymore. He wants to rent property. He wants to
I haven't caught any of that stuff. What has all that been about?
Like he's saying all this weird stuff about acting, and he's kind of sounding a little bitter towards it.
Like his run with Sony and MCU is done.
I think they've either burned their bridge with him or he's ready to move on. He said he wants to renovate apartments and and rent them out. And that's just like, when you're that far, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell did they do to him?
Well, I mean, Malcolm in the Middle wanted to race cars after the show, so I mean, anything's possible, right?
He's still gonna show up in the Venom movie, right? That's what he's contracted for.
I think there's something to be said about, like, don't get me wrong, like, obviously, I don't know, I'm not a celebrity at all. I'm just saying that, I can only imagine and only come up with in my head that there's a certain level of like, and it may not be what Marvel or Sony or anything did to him. It's just, there's a lot of stuff that comes with that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of pressure.
Like,
yeah.
Not just that, but like there's a lack of privacy, maybe. There's just a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? And I think that and the fact that he's, also with Zendaya and all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff outside of just making a movie. It seems like for them. Do you know what I mean? Like, anyways, I can only imagine. But
well, maybe he doesn't want to get the same curse like what Toby and Kristen Dunst had. Like they break up before the third movie, and then they had to work together, and you won't get a good product out of it.
Well, I also think that with and I think there's something we said. It's the Superman. That's the curse of Superman, right? And I think part of it is that these characters are so iconic that they become synonymous with that actor, right? And it's tough to kind of do other things. Maybe I can only imagine.
Right. I don't know how valid this is, but I had talked to someone and they told me what the end credit scene is, and it's pretty crazy.
Really?
You guys want me to tell you? Yeah.
Yeah, don't tease us with that.
No. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Off air.
Okay, all right. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but he told me. I was like, all right, okay.
First of all, let's also just let's talk about the moral principle of that. Like, did you want to know? Like, did you want to be told?
I did. I said, just tell me.
Really?
I was like, I'm not one to want to be surprised. I'm like, just tell me. I don't care.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I still love going to and we've been keeping it very, very safe. We're always wearing masks throughout the movie, but I've been trying to go to movies. Like, I love that experience, and I love being surprised in the theater. Like, I just saw Eternals, and I saw Dune and things like that, and I love it, and I love going to the movies and going, oh wow, that was cool.
Were you surprised at the end of Carnage?
I didn't go see Carnage.
I haven't either yet, John. Don't feel bad.
I think you guys have to watch the Carnage before you watch No Way Home.
All I know is that I don't know what the end credit of Carnage is, but I heard that was one of the better parts of the movie.
Yeah, it's a setup for No Way Home.
Oh. Okay.
Just to let you guys know, I'm so bad. Like, if I'm watching a movie I've never seen and it's on TV, I'll stop midway through, Google it, read the Wikipedia to find out what happens at the end, and then just watch it.
I don't want to watch a movie. I don't want to watch a movie with you ever, dude.
No. I just did that watching 1917. I was like, does this guy die? And I was like, I'm just finding out if he dies or not.
Well,
I love it.
Well, I don't want to find out if they die, but to understand historical, information about a movie like that, I can kind of see. You know what I mean?
Oh no, it was just pure I wanted to know what happens in the movie. All right, man. I know you got a little bit of time, so I want to ask you real quick before we end the show.
Yeah.
You're about the same age as us. If you had to Thanos snap the 80s or 90s music era, what would you Thanos snap?
Can I get some information around what we're talking about here?
Let's say hip hop,
grunge
music, versus 80s synthesized pop and hair bands and
Michael Jackson, Prince.
You got the first hints of hip hop, East Coast hip hop.
What I mean is that am I do I know that it's gonna get Iron Man back, or if I
no, that's it.
Gone, they're gone.
That's it.
It's just gone.
That's it. Yeah,
gone from existence.
So I don't want to again place my age anywhere. I'm just gonna say this, that there's good aspects of what I would snap away. There's good things in there, but one decade definitely has more. Okay.
Okay.
And right now, I would totally snap the 90s away.
Okay.
Wow.
That's my answer.
Dude, if there's no way that, you're going to get rid of New Order, Depeche Mode, The Cure, The Smiths, that, to me, that was
we didn't even think about that type of music. Yeah.
That
that genre. Yeah.
For you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love all that. I love, my first cassette was Thriller, and my second was Like a Virgin. So
Yeah.
Did you get it through Columbia House or BMG?
I went to fucking. Oh, I'm sorry.
You can curse all you want, man. You can curse all you want.
I went to Tape World.
Tape World. I've never even heard of that.
I'm telling you,
That's
it's a shop in the mall.
when in the Bay, really? I don't
No.
remember that.
It was in the Midwest.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Tower Records. You got Tower Records in Warehouse.
Yeah, you guys had Tower Records. We didn't have Tower Records. We had
So you went to Tape World.
What was the big other mall shop, music shop? It was
Warehouse, Tower Records.
Sam Goody, right?
Goody.
Sam Goody. Sam Goody. That was the
Right.
other one. We had Sam Goody.
Yeah.
See, I'm showing my age here. You guys did it, and I'm revealing too much.
I thought we were in the same age group.
When you guys start talking about my age, I'm going to put on my NDA face. I'm sick of this.
Well, to be fair, you look younger than all of us, so I mean, we can't tell how old you are, actually.
Well, it's a filter that I'm putting on the screen and everything like that. So.
Oh, look at this! Big Time Collectibles. Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Whoa!
Godfather showed up.
There he is.
Godfather himself.
Partner in crime.
We were trying to get you earlier to see if we get permission to show the cover.
No, he's got a.
We're not gonna show the cover. Red
We're not going to show the cover now. That's it. That's it.
We're not going to show
steal
the cover.
Nelson's thunder. Come on now.
We're not.
Big Time Collectibles, Nelson. We did let our viewers, listeners know. Again, we'll remind everyone. John Giang's Last Ronin, number 5, reveals tomorrow. What time?
Do
you know?
When I feel like it and stuff.
Okay, all right.
Sale is on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern.
We don't know when. It'll be like, again, it's a pop-up. When it happens, it happens. You know what I mean? Like,
Gotcha.
Just be ready and things like that. But again, it's going to be a wraparound. It's going to be a bookend wraparound, just like the first one was, and the third one. And like I said, it's gonna tie everything together. It will be a great sort of like way to send us off into the sunset.
It's going to be huge with a Y.
And then once again, when does it go on sale, sir?
It'll go on sale 11/20 Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So if the sale of the last one was by any indication, it sold out in about 10-15 minutes. So
that's exciting,
which is pretty good for me. Yeah.
All right, my question for you: will you break the veganism for Thanksgiving to get turkey?
Let me just say that as much as I love turkey, I would not break my plant-based diet for turkey. It would have to be for something more than that.
Oh, what could it be?
So here's like, part of it is that, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love meat. Like, I walked by the other day, this barbecue place, and the smell of it just about like,
oh yeah,
sent me into a tailspin, and I almost like broke down right there and then. But it's if the only things that I would do is if like I would have to think about it if like I was in like a different country and it was like a cuisine that I've like never tried before. I'd consider it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like an experience that way. Yeah. And then also too, like I really love knowing and this sounds like kind of like, macabre and all stuff, but what it took to kind of get your meat and the sacrifice the animal had to make and all those things. So if I was like to go hunting or something like that, I would then say, hey, I'd consume, if the animal sacrificed itself and I saw it and I processed it, you know how much it takes to get your meat. Do you know what I mean? So I do that probably.
Oh, here we
John,
go.
Don't want to put you on the spot, but Nelson did say it's okay if you're cool with it. No pressure. Just saying. We don't got to put it on though. Yeah.
I say we wait, Nelson. Like, wait. Didn't I send you guys some like little teasers and all that stuff? You guys can put those up.
I did not get them.
Our tech guy, he didn't want to show up.
See, I'm willing to kind of like much with like just my general methodology of running life. I'll go halfway. I'll give a little teaser and stuff like that.
Okay.
All right, if you want, it's
I'll
totally
never
up
say
to you,
no.
man. Yeah.
But you guys can show the teasers. And
Okay, this was the teaser.
there you
That's
go.
all you get.
There's one.
That's the one.
Yep.
And these are the 4. And then there's the 5th that is that's blurred. It's ready to go.
It's more like the adult channels on your black box. I think that's a nipple.
That's the thing is that I just I have let me just say I've being around and doing all these things that are like super like nerd, just amazing, like working on the Iron Man movies, working on Avengers and all those things. I have come so close to breaking so many NDAs. I'm like really gun shy about anything.
Well, I'm glad you've been able to stay strong because I don't think I could.
Staying strong through like meat and barbecue and then breaking NDAs.
Oh yeah.
That's soul right there.
If you can just imagine like this like nerd kid at his computer screen working on something and just like sweaty and like not able to contain themselves because they just saw something, like that's me. You know what I mean? Like we got to see some things in early cuts and everything, and I'm just like, oh my god, great.
All right, what is the coolest?
You guys are gonna love this stuff.
What is the now like on a past project, because now these NDAs are all done, but what's the coolest like thing that you saw before the public and been like, what?
Oh, good question.
Either from like an Avengers movie or from Star Wars movies. I don't know.
I think I know his answer.
There's so many. there's just literally so many, but like but let me just say there's also a lot that I've seen and I'm like, oh my god, that's just terrible. Like,
oh,
I'm like, they're not gonna like that at all.
That's kind of juicier, actually.
But I can't say. There's also in and around NDAs is the fact that I think sometimes indicating or saying something like, oh yeah, like this had happened and all that stuff, through saying or confirming anything, people can kind of like start to construct like other sort of like truths and all that stuff. And I'm like I didn't say anything. They're like, but you confirmed that, which means this, and it's like a domino effect. I'm like, I don't want any part of that. Like, honestly, like
it is a domino.
Yeah.
We did get a question from Legion of Comics. Any chance your unicorn book Spawn 285 will ever see the light of day, even as a possible print?
Ooh.
We'll see. There's, I think, news coming out about that too. So.
Oh, okay.
So you have the art for that, right? You did the art, and it just got shelved, or did that book actually come out?
The cover got shelved, I think.
This is my NDA face.
Okay. No, I just don't know.
I remember that particular book when we interviewed him. That cover was never available. It was, I think it was like a cover C or something like that.
We'll get Todd. We'll call him up and we'll make sure we'll make it happen.
Yeah, we need that one to come out.
I'll just call him up on my cell, and he's in my
There you go. There you go.
Well, he is starting a whole new production company in the whole movie part, right?
McFarland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, with a D.
Mm-hmm.
So would you ask him for an opportunity to be in that production team as well?
I will make any sacrifice to be in and around. Like, if they want coffee made, I'm their man.
Good answer.
I've done PA life, so.
Like, did you work already for LucasArts or ILM or something like that, or?
Yeah, I worked at Lucasfilm and ILM as a concept artist, but that doesn't mean much. Like, I'll do whatever it takes. I'm kidding.
Potential's right there.
I don't think you could get a better credential, John, than that.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest here.
Just top it off with Pixar, then you're good.
Sprinkle in a little bit of Pixar,
Yeah.
I was hoping that you were part of the Pacific Rim Black series on Netflix too. Man, I was looking for your name on the credits.
Dude, that series was awesome. That was amazing. We've talked about it before. Like, the second movie was fine and things like that, but the first movie was really awesome. And then, like, I guess I didn't really have too many expectations for that series, but after seeing that series, I was like, oh man, this is incredible. Waiting for is there a second season of that coming out?
I haven't seen any news yet. Man, I figured they were working with guys from Booster Teeth with the animation because they're somewhat similar.
Yeah.
All right, sir. Well, I know you got to get going.
I do.
Yeah. So we want to thank you again for coming on the show.
Thank you so much,
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, again, for everyone who will be attending San Diego Comic-Con, he will be at booth 1319. And his issue 5 for The Last Ronin will go on sale with BTC Collectibles.
This Saturday at 3 p.m.
Check the BTC IG or Facebook pages for the link to the sale that time. Even contact Nelson. He'll be available.
All right. Thank you, guys. And we will see you guys all. And not next week. We're not recording, but maybe we will have a special episode pop up for San Diego. So maybe the week after, guys, we'll have an episode. Peace out, everyone.
Like we said, do it guerrilla style. Get out to San Diego Comic-Con however you guys can. C-list villains, you guys get out there too, and we'll bring the show to everyone that has to stay home and consume turkey.
Yeah.
We'll do a POV Bang Brother style.
All right, that's it. Good night, everyone. Thanks again for listening to another episode of the C-List Villains podcast, your cultivators of the comic culture. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and email us at clistvillains@gmail.com. You can also leave us a voicemail or text us at 209-975-7597. Be sure to join Luke Week's Facebook group, Rare Keys and First Appearance Comics. And you can follow us on our 2 Instagram accounts, C-List Villains and C-List Villains Podcast. Lastly, follow the villains on their separate IG accounts, at Luke Weeks, at C-List Villainous Red, at C-List E-Man, and I am at AJ the Comic Collector. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you all next episode.